What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looked like Dan Lanning has broke his silence on that infamous Colorado speech. He fired shots at Kirby Smart, and I got a small Julian Lewis update, guys, for this one here. Gotta go to Eugene. Let's get it. Let's go. Take the haters off. Like Dan Lanning is currently trending right now, man. He went on a Pat McAfee show without a muzzle and he was firing shots, bruh. He fired huge shots at Kirby Smart over his Nike comments, but most importantly, he broke his silence in regards to the Colorado speech that was heard around the world. Now, we already know what happened in that game. Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks put the beast on the Colorado Buffaloes. I just gotta keep it real, bruh. But the win is not what stole the show for that specific game. It was the speech that was heard around the world. Dan Lanning said he wasn't playing for clicks. This is not Hollywood. And I'm telling you right now, everybody in the Colorado Buffalo fan base was pissed. We do not like Dan Lanning. With all that being said, let's roll some of the footage that took place on the Pat McAfee show. Let's pull it up right now.
Not bothering people and rattling the cage a little bit, because that speech with Colorado was so sick. Awesome. And then, I mean, obviously Colorado isn't going to feel that way, but like, you do that, release it, and then do what you guys do on the field. It's like you had the beat of your team in your hand. You understood exactly what was going to take place. Football games aren't played in Hollywood. They're played on the grass. Like, that line is just like such a depiction of how a lot of people were thinking about this Colorado team. But if you say that, then your team loses. It's like, it's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. So now it getting out, that's a whole nother story. I don't even know how that comes to be in the modern world with social media and wanting exposure and wanting people to understand what your program is. But while you're saying that, you just had such a good feel for your team. You had a good understanding of how revved up they were potentially that week because of how big that Colorado team was being marketed versus how your team was probably prepared for it. How do we get to that moment where you're talking that amount of shit? And is that every game and we just don't see it, or how's it come together?
Yeah, I think every week's different. And as a coach, your job's always to motivate your team. And I feel like I knew our team. I knew how they felt in that moment. As a fan, you might get to see a window view every once in a while. I get to be in the house, and that's something I've kind of said before. Is I was in the house. I knew how the guys felt that week, and they wanted to go out there and perform. But we certainly talk to the team every single game, and the message is different. Sometimes you got to have a little bit of juice. Sometimes you don't.
Are you looking for people that are like you whenever you're recruiting?
I'm looking for people who love football. Right, I think that's the part right now in college football that matters the most are guys that love football, and I do think players take on the persona and really the passion that the coach has. I think they'll play with passion if you coach with passion. So I think that
was Dan Lanning talking about the infamous speech that took place in Eugene right before that Colorado Buffaloes game, man. It's just bad that we can't play them again and run that beat back. But moving on to another story, we know that Kirby Smart has some things to say about that Nike NIL money. So basically, Dan Lanning a few months ago went on record and stated that Nike was giving them unlimited NIL money, and it's looking that way, dog, because they've been landing some big-time players, bruh. Nike been getting in that bad for Oregon. They ain't playing no games. But this is what Kirby Smart had to say a few weeks ago. Roll the footage.
He took Nike, who I've had the great pleasure of meeting Phil Knight and his wonderful wife Penny, and I wish I could get some of that NIL money that he's sharing with Dan Lanning, but that's another note.
You lost me there in the beginning. You said my NIL what?
The joke about Nike and Dan Lanning.
About Dan Lanning having the treasure chest to open up and get whatever he wants. Yeah.
That was Kirby Smart letting it be known, bro. Dan Lanning got unlimited NIL money. And like I said before, it is looking that way, though. Now, we know that Dan Lanning appeared on the Pat McAfee show, and he let it be known, bro. He wish he can do what Kirby Smart is doing. Let's roll the footage right now.
I think it's impressive that, guys like Kirby have been signing the #1 class in the nation without, any NIL money this entire time. So impressive. No. Hey, obviously, Coach Smart took a little shot at us. I don't think it's a serious. If you want to be a top 10 team in college football, you better have great support. We have that, but it's not. It's 1 + 1 + 1, right? It's also the 34 or 300 teams that we went to this spring to visit. It's the 23 satellite camps. It's when they come to your campus. It's our staff. It's our alignment with our entire university that makes, recruiting work.
You and Coach Smart don't know each other very well.
We know each other well.
Yeah, how is that whole, because you guys all come from the same tree, which everybody understands is
Right.
the Saban tree, and then there was obviously the conversation about how Saban wanted to hire you, but then you end up at Georgia, and then now you're obviously the 38-year-old guy who's running the Oregon Ducks football program.
That was Dan Lanning speaking about Kirby Smart, man. You can hate the guy, love the guy. I will tell you this, Oregon got that bag. Get down in the comments section right now. Let me know your thoughts about this video. Football season is right around the corner, and the channel is going to get a major facelift this season. That's all I'm saying. Until next time, y'all already know how I'm rocking. Shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out. Shake the haters